Hey all, thanks for stopping by. So there's a lot of protesting that's been happening recently over the Roe v. Wade leak, and most of them are honestly kind of what I expected. There's a couple people like there were courthouse or Capitol building protests at pretty much every state. Crowds weren't too big, but I mean, it did happen really quick. So I mean, any crowd was awesome, but I saw some videos over the weekend and commentary around it that I thought was kind of surprising, so I wanted to make a video about it. It was about a protest that happened outside of Justice Kavanaugh's house. And yeah, it was just people protesting outside of his house. They weren't setting anything on fire, they weren't breaking anything. It was just a whole bunch of people outside this man's house. And they weren't threatening him, they're just protesting. They're out there shouting and singing and I mean it's a protest. What are you gonna do? So the commentary that I saw around it was a lot of people saying, "Oh, you shouldn't protest outside people's homes. Don't protest outside people's homes. That's not right." What's right? You know? When it comes to protesting, I mean, they're not breaking the law. They're not hurting anybody. They're just like, do you hate democracy? I know that sounds very like hyperbolic, but what else is a protest supposed to be except like the purest form of democracy? It's the people making their voice heard. That's beautiful. Why do you have a problem with that? If your whole thing is about being outside of somebody's home, you think that's not the right way to protest? Why? It's not illegal. There are going to be times where that is illegal to do. If you have like a gated community or if you've got like trespassing signs posted. But even then, you can't stop people from being on the road. Like if it's a public road, you can't stop me from standing in it. Like you can't stop that protest. So why would you tell people to not do that? I think the most important thing that you can do with protesting is, yeah, keep it legal if you can to the best of your ability. But, for people to tell you to not do something that's legal because it makes them uncomfy or something like that, like, no, I don't care about that. Most of the people who I see saying, oh, don't protest outside people's homes, it's not their rights on the line. So forgive me if I don't care about their opinion. As far as I feel about protesting outside of Justice Kavanaugh's house, I mean, you can get there if you get off the Chevy Chase Metro stop when you're riding the red line. So, I mean, you can get there for pretty cheap. I say go for it, you know? But again, just make sure that you are doing things in a legal sense. Don't step on the property line, don't break anything or anything like that. Just protest. You know, it's just I don't like this idea of there's a right way and a wrong way to protest because to me the only wrong way to protest is like harming people. You know, that's when you like just it changes what you're doing. You're no longer protesting at that point. But I mean, standing in the road, screaming at somebody, just making their day kind of a living hell, that's not illegal. Why would you tell people to not do that? Why would you tell people to not express their opinions? I don't understand it. And I mean, it's still pretty early in the day for me, so there's probably going to be more news coming out about people protesting at this man's house. There might be protests happening at other Supreme Court justices' house, but I'll say it again. I don't care where you protest, in front of someone's house, in front of a courthouse, in front of a state house. I don't care. Do it though. Make your voice heard, because that's the. I mean, it's a beautiful thing about living in America that we have those opportunities, and I feel the same way about protests as I do about voting. You know, you have the opportunity to do that in this country. Use it. It's a beautiful thing to have. I'm sure we'll get more news about Kavanaugh's house today, so if it's crazy enough, I'll probably make another video, but until then, y'all try to have a good day.